All right, great. Guys, it looks like we have quite a few people that have joined in. So to not waste any more time, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our webinar, Intro to OfficeRnD Analytics. We really appreciate all of you guys joining us this December as we take a deeper look into data in the workplace. During this webinar, Teddy and I hope that we can help you guys find some workspace insights that will be useful and that you can use to improve the experience of members and staff in your workspace. And with that, let's jump right into it. Great. Awesome. So my name is Michael Everts, and I'm a former workspace owner and product marketer at OfficeRnD. Prior to joining OfficeRnD, I owned and operated a co-working brand based out of Atlanta and used OfficeRnD as a client for a couple years. And this is Ted.
Hey, y'all, my name is Teddy Connell. I'm a customer success manager here at OfficeRnD. Prior to OfficeRnD, I was a community manager at WeWork, as well as a project manager at WeWork delivering new buildings to our Southeast portfolio.
Awesome. Thanks, Teddy.
Yeah.
We're so excited to talk to you guys about analytics today from the experience of two former workspace operators. And with that, let's dive into the agenda. So we have a couple topics that we are going to be covering today. First, we're going to talk about space analytics and how a data-driven approach to space performance is a great way of driving improvements, both in terms of efficiency and enjoyment across the workspace. After that, we're going to give a demo of both Analytics Core and Analytics Professional within OfficeRnD. After that, we will give a quick overview of our future vision for the analytics module. And finally, we will get into a short Q&A session. The whole presentation shouldn't take more than 30 or 40 minutes. We don't want to keep you guys too long, so we will continue to move along. Great. So the first thing we're going to talk about is data in the workplace. Analytics allow you to identify areas of your workplace that are working well and other areas that could be improved upon. Identifying such areas quickly and regularly will massively improve your tenant experience, helping to reduce both churn and boost new memberships. So a lot of people ask, why is data so important in the workplace, especially now? As I mentioned, workplace analytics allow you to identify areas of your workplace that are working well and others that really need to be worked on. So there's a couple reasons why it's super important to analyze your space. The first one is related to member experience. If you care about your members, as I hope you guys all do, it's imperative that you understand the member experience and meet their needs. An effective space is one that puts the occupants first. Another area where data in the workplace really helps is with space planning. As you were looking at future spaces, you can better understand what offices and resources are used the most, and then build your space based on those specifications. Data in the workplace can also help reduce your space costs. Analytics help you understand what assets are performing as expected, and help you understand the lower performing resources as well. So you can make adjustments if you need to, turn something from a meeting room into a private office. And lastly, to achieve product market fit, to really help you understand what plans and products are selling the best and bringing in the most revenue in your workspace. We're really trying to understand the future of the workplace using data and change the way flex environments are being managed and built through this data. So we've talked a little bit about why it's important to measure people in the space. I also want to talk about the decisions that using OfficeRnD analytics and that workplace data can help you make. With OfficeRnD analytics, you can very easily unlock savings without sacrificing the occupant experience by understanding exactly what spaces are being occupied. You can also identify the best and worst performing locations very easily. Compare buildings, compare your portfolio, resources and plan to understand what customers are gravitating towards. Also, you can use trending data and benchmarks to understand trends and renew your space. Speaking of trends and benchmarks, after that quick overview of data in the workplace, I want to talk about a new industry report we have just released, created using OfficeRnD analytics. And with that, as the year draws to the close, we are excited to announce a new report that we've recently published called Flex Index. The Flex Index report was built using OfficeRnD analytics and acts as a novel composite index that helps to track the industry's global trend. We have created this report based on data from over 1,000 flex spaces. The Flex Index provides visibility into the flex spaces industry, health, post-lockdown recovery, and global trends. You can download the Flex Index report on our website at officernd.com/flexindex. Once again, this report was built using the analytics module that we will be covering more today, and we definitely hope you check it out. Now that we've talked about data in the workplace and the Flex Index report, let's jump into more specifics with OfficeRnD analytics. Teddy, take it away.
Thanks, Mike. Analytics is powered by our new reporting engine that creates beautiful visualizations of your data in OfficeRnD. We've worked with many operators to figure out what is the most important data and have built 5 specialized dashboards to display these data sets. The analytics platform gives you and your team all the information needed to run your space with detailed, pre-made dashboards, tracking everything from revenue, both in an executive and operational view, traffic, bookings and utilization, and last but certainly not least, occupancy. We have tailor-made these reports after extensive interviews with some of our most successful customers on the OfficeRnD platform. And now Mike's going to take us through an overview of Analytics Core.
Awesome. Thank you, Teddy.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I'm going to jump into is Analytics Core. Analytics Core is included with all OfficeRnD subscriptions and can be accessed by navigating into OfficeRnD and clicking on this Analytics tab in the very, very bottom left section of the screen. There's a couple pre-built dashboards that come with Analytics Core and everybody has access to, even today. So you can log into OfficeRnD and see these exact same reports I'm talking about right now. There's a couple default reports, 6 to be exact, that we've included with Analytics Core, and I'm going to briefly go through those. The very first one that I want to talk about is the Revenue Executive Dashboard. This is a dashboard that would be used by C-level staff looking at high-level revenue situations. This dashboard allows owners to very quickly review billing data and shows you your most popular plans and customers over time. Another very important dashboard that we'll dive into in just a minute, Revenue Operational Dashboard. The Revenue Operational Dashboard is meant for people who are keeping the space running every day and are responsible for connecting with customers to get bills paid on time. This dashboard will give you quick insights into the booked and overdue payments as well as receivables. And like I mentioned, I will be doing a deeper dive into that dashboard just to give you guys an idea of what some of these core dashboards look like. We also have a bookings and utilizations dashboard that gives you a great idea of how many bookings you have, how they're trending, and how the quality of bookings is changing each month. This dashboard also gives you a good overall utilization of your resources, as well as a good idea of when your bookings are happening. The next 3 that we have are the occupancy report, which gives you a really high level report of how occupancy is trending within your spaces. This includes desk, area occupancy, as well as resource occupancy, which is based on individual offices. After that, we have the foot traffic report, which uses data from check-ins, door access, Wi-Fi access to give you an indication of what people are physically in your space each day through those metrics. And last but not least, our most recently added core dashboard is the ticketing dashboard, tickets. This allows you to see which tickets are coming in, which days are the most busiest, who from your team is answering the most tickets, and really gives you insights into how the ticketing module is being used at your space within OfficeRnD. So that was a quick overview of all of the core analytics dashboards that we provide with your standard OfficeRnD account. Before we jump into Analytics Pro, let's take a quick look at one of the pre-built dashboards we've created. In this case, we're going to look at the revenue operational view. So let me hop into that. Great. So we've now clicked into one of the core dashboards. The revenue operational view is designed for day-to-day operations and is targeted more to people who work daily in the spaces and want a snapshot of what's happening at the moment so they can take immediate actions. Here below, you can see some of the main statistics, such as booked revenue, invoiced revenue, overdue payments, and failed payments. But you can also see the additional charts. Right below, you can see booked revenue split by revenue account. This helps you see the booked revenue split by revenue accounts from the last couple of months. Naturally, you can change the duration if you want a wider or shorter amount of time. It's very easy to toggle the date settings, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. You're also able to see booked revenue split by plan name, which helps you find the most lucrative plans and services that you're offering. I can mouse over these and get more detailed statistics. In this case, you can see what each section is for, whether it's catering fees, whether it's a desk plan or whatnot. Scrolling down a little bit further, there's a couple more charts that this dashboard provides to really make it easy for your team to continue their standard operations. The first one is receivables per company, which shows you all of the companies that haven't paid their invoices and fees. This chart is split into pending and overdue amounts. And so it's really easy to go in and see failed payments if someone's credit card or whatnot failed, as well as just overdue payments, and take action and collect that money from those members. You also are able to see the most credited companies. This chart shows you which companies were issued credits notes and deposits are not included in this. So yeah, this is a quick look at the revenue operational view. Again, there's 6 of these dashboards. We're not going to go into every single one of them, but I want to show you a pretty interesting thing that you can do with these dashboards as well. If you ever want to manipulate the data and adjust the date range that you're looking at, it's very easy. You just click this arrow on the side and you can adjust the filters. From there, I'm very easily able to see and adjust the rate of data I want to look over. In this case, I want to look at this in the last 3 quarters. You can also look at a calendar view and a list view. So there's many ways to look at this data, and I'm going to click OK. When that happens, the chart is updated and I can actually see the revenue operational view from the last 3 quarters. You can also do things like filter locations. So if I don't want to see one of my locations in there, I can remove it. And you can also remove certain customers as well. So with this filter view, it's very easy to select the date range and time you want to look at to make sure that you guys are looking at the most accurate and timely reports. Another great thing that's included with Analytics Core that everyone has access to is the ability to download these reports and even subscribe to these reports on a monthly or weekly basis. So if I want to download a PDF, I can click this PDF button. It will give me a preview of what that report looks like, and I can download it and send it to someone. You also have the ability to get subscription emails to you of this report. So if I click this subscription on button right here, I'm very easily able to go in and select monthly, every day of the month that I want this report. What that would mean is every single day on that month, I will be sent a report, my team can be sent a report, and we can very easily review it together without having to manually go into the software and download all of that data. So yeah, that was a high level overview of Analytics Core. As we mentioned earlier, there are 6 pre-built dashboards that everyone gets with Analytics Core. It's in your OfficeRnD account today. I definitely recommend you go and check it out, play around with us, and let us know what you think. So now that we've talked about Analytics Core, it's time to jump into the paid add-on, which is called Analytics Pro. Let me go back and share my screen and my presentation, and we will get going. Great. So the Analytics Pro add-on allows you to easily build custom dashboards and reports that can be viewed individually or as an organization. Operators can easily create whatever type of report they want through a visual widget library. And this can be easily edited with a drag and drop editor, no coding required. For example, a single employee might just need to view a dashboard of revenue collected at a location and outstanding invoices, while the executive team might want a report that covers the past 6 months of revenue breakdown across all locations. The possibilities with custom dashboards are limitless. We have seen operators create some really interesting dashboards, and we're always working with them to add new widgets and visualizations into the library. Teddy and I have both created dashboards that would be useful for a specific job function within a co-working space, just to give you guys an idea of the custom dashboards that can be created. And with that, let's jump into the custom dashboards. Teddy, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. So for this exercise, I took my custom dashboard from the perspective of a community manager. As community managers, we are obsessed with delivering the best member experience. And I think it goes without question that our members' work habits have changed over the last 2 years. So we need to make sure we're providing environments that lead to mutual success for both our members and our businesses. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my custom dashboard here. Go. Thank you. Yep. So you'll notice here that I have 4 different widgets. We're going to walk through each widget one by one and talk about some actionable items we can get from all of these widgets. The very first widget is going to be customers ranked by most booking durations in hours. From this list, I can identify my members who are interacting with my space the most, the least, and everybody in between. As a CM, I would set up one-on-ones with my customers that are utilizing my space the most. Identify possible credit upsell packages, or perhaps have a conversation with a company that might be ready to move in to that executive suite across the hallway with the 2 internal conference rooms and introduce them to my sales team. You know, as a CM, I really look at members interacting with the space the least as the biggest churn risks. I want to set up one-on-ones with these members to help them see the full value of the memberships they're paying for month over month. My second dashboard here is going to be top resources by percentage utilization ranked. From this widget, you can see the utilization per resource and which resources are the most or least utilized. You know, from this data, I'm going to start looking at my most utilized bookable resources. Is there a way I can incorporate more of those into my space? We can also pilot new bookable offerings, maybe convert that private office that's been unoccupied since opening day into a bookable daily office. With this widget, we can actually start tracking the performance of those new offerings to see if we should roll them out to other locations. Third widget here is going to be my most booked day of the week by average booking duration. You can see which day of the week is the most popular for booking. And depending on your staffing model, this will tell us which days we need to staff heavily to provide the best possible hospitality experience to our members. Another question we can ask with this data is, perhaps we should consider shutting down certain rooms on slower days in order to keep our OpEx at a minimum. We can ask ourselves the question, do we need 10 rooms online consuming power on my slower days of the week when 5 would be sufficient? With this widget, we can actually start looking at that data to make those decisions for us. Last but certainly not least is going to be total bookings revenue per location. From this widget, you can see the total amount of bookings revenue in a given period of time for each specific location. If I manage a portfolio of buildings in a certain area, I want to know the buildings overperforming and the buildings underperforming in terms of booking revenue. With this widget, I can see that data and dive into what is making one building successful and the other not. Is it the bookable resource options or amenities of those bookable resources offered at one location versus the other? Should I start adding more of those amenities in my underperforming locations? Overall, this dashboard is great because it ensures I'm providing the work environment to meet my members' ever-evolving work habits. This was just a quick look at the custom dashboard from the community manager perspective, some of the things we can do with it, and some of the action items we can assign ourselves. Mike will now take us through his custom dashboard from the perspective of a general manager.
Awesome, Teddy. Thank you so much for that rundown. Great. So I have created a custom dashboard as well. This one is going to be looking at it, like Teddy mentioned, from the perspective of a community manager, of a general manager. It's vital that space operators are able to see how their space is performing on a week-to-week basis without spending too much time digging around the platform. The team KPI dashboard was built based on my experience as an operator, looking at some of the key performance metrics at a space and why an operator would need to examine them. So let me hop into this custom dashboard I created. Great. So this is the team KPI dashboard review. So this is a look at our brand over the past 6 months. The first and most important chart for me as an owner is the booked revenue per locations, the one you can see right here. Through this chart, I can easily see how my locations are performing and what revenue accounts are contributing to their success. I'm also able to see the total amount of invoiced revenue from those locations, as well as failed payments. Failed payments are very important to see because it allows you to actually reach out to your operations staff and collection staff, get with those companies or members, and figure out exactly why you aren't getting paid. To do this as well, we have a receivables by company chart. So I'm able to go in here and see exactly how much certain companies owe me at a quick glance. Scrolling down a little bit, I have more of a breakdown of my booked revenue split by the different plan names. I am able to see which revenue accounts are performing the best. In this case, we're making the majority of our money from membership fees. And I'm also able to dive down into the specific plans. This is all set sample data right here. So some of these plans don't necessarily have accurate names, but you would be able to see what are the most booked plans. And once you find the most popular plans, promote those across different locations that might be underperforming. You're also able to very easily see different high performing brands on this pie chart is here as well, and make actionable insights based on which of those are doing the best and the worst. Another important chart on this dashboard is the booked revenue per month. What this is going to do is give you a really good breakdown of just across your locations, how much revenue you book total, and you are actually able to see trend lines as well. So in this case, we booked a little bit less over the past couple months, but if things were going well, you would see a positive trend line there. And you can even look into more details on that trend line to predict your future revenue. And lastly, on this chart, I have created a desk occupancy per month chart and added that in. That's going to give me a really good idea of how many desks are occupied within the office on a month-to-month basis. I can see right now that we're at 37%, which leads me to my community manager team, and we'll tell them, hey guys, we need to really get our desk occupancy up. Let's start running some deals or some specials on our hot desk plan or a dedicated desk plan based off that occupancy data. Down here, and lastly, we have another graph that was customers ranked most by booking duration hours. This allows you to see which customers are booking the most in your spaces. And as Teddy mentioned earlier, you can very easily go to those customers that are booking a lot or customers that are booking a little and make decisions, and how you interact with them if you need to sell them better conference room packages or get them involved with your amenities. What's great about the custom dashboards is it's extremely easy to rearrange these widgets. So I can click customize dashboards over here, and I'm presented with a widgets library where I can see a large variety of available widgets. Let's say, for example, that I wanted to add another booking widget. Let's say that we want to add, look for one. This is most booked day of the week by average booking duration. I can essentially click add widget, and that widget will get added into the dashboard. I'm able to resize it or move it wherever I need to. So I want to make that a little bit bigger so I can see it easier. I just simply resize it. Again, I can move it, up, down, wherever I want to on this dashboard. Once I'm happy, click Save Dashboard, and that new widget will be there with your information. So, as we mentioned, it is extremely easy to customize these dashboards. It's literally drag and drop. We have a selection of over 100 pre-built widgets that we have built based on operator feedback. And we're constantly adding more. So if there's something that we're missing in here that you'd like to see, some chart or statistic, please let us know. And we will do our best to build it and add it within the widget library. Great. So that was a quick look at a custom dashboard from both a community manager's perspective, as well as a general manager's perspective, looking at multiple locations. We hope you got some ideas here in how you might build a custom dashboard with your own organization. So the custom dashboards are really kind of the marquee feature of Analytics Pro, but there's another really important service that we recently started offering. We can actually work with your organization to build custom reports and dashboards into OfficeRnD based on your existing reports and data. This allows your team to spend more time looking directly at the data within OfficeRnD and less time in Excel exporting numbers and making charts. So I wanted to give you a quick example of someone that we've worked with. So this is an example of a type of Excel report that we recently got from a client. We worked with them to understand how the variables here were calculated and then build a custom report for them directly inside of OfficeRnD and OfficeRnD Analytics. This saves their accountants a huge amount of time each month because they don't need to manually create the reports for the owners anymore. This is just a quick example of what can be created with OfficeRnD Analytics and something that can be taken advantage of with Analytics Pro. If you do have any of these reports, whether in Excel or Google Sheets that you're manually creating each month, we want to work with you to build them directly into the platform to make the experience easier for you and all of your staff. So that was a quick look at Analytics Pro. Next, we're going to talk a bit about the future roadmap, where we're going, and then give some pricing and additional information about Analytics Pro. So in early 2022, I can't believe this year's almost over, we are going to be adding additional KPIs and additional pre-built widgets into the dashboards for you to create custom dashboards with. As I mentioned earlier, we are always looking for more suggestions and reports. So if you have any reports, please send it to our sales or support team, and we will definitely do our best to try to build it within the platform if it makes sense. Another thing that we are improving in 2022 is giving the ability for key partners and customers to design custom reports. So this is a little different from the custom dashboards I showed you, but starting early next year, we're looking to give certain organizations, people that have data experts in their organization that want to get kind of the back end and really look at different ways to adjust this data. We're going to give more control and allow people to create these reports if they're interested in that. Another feature that we're really excited to add at sometime next year is the ability to drill down into the data. And what I mean by this is clicking on those bar graphs and then actually having a list of customers or companies or invoices come up that will directly link you to their spot within the OfficeRnD organization and profile to more easily allow you to make changes and actionable insights based on using analytics. And then, of course, we will continue to improve our out-of-the-box analytics dashboards. Like I said earlier, we have 6 of them today, but in the near future, we're looking to add a memberships report, which will give you great membership data, as well as a more sales-focused CRM report that can track contracts and other various sales-related activities within OfficeRnD. As time goes on, we truly believe that analytics sets the foundation for extremely and advanced and robust data reporting platform, but we want to introduce benchmarking into the report. So I mentioned earlier, we have that Flex Index report. We're looking at adding that into the software and platform so that you'd be able to benchmark your results and data against other workplaces in the industry to see how you're doing, see what products are being successful, and see where you might need to adjust and change. So with all that being said, this was an overview of the OfficeRnD data platform, and hopefully you got some good ideas for how you can use this data to make changes in your workplace. Everything I showed you at the start and Teddy showed you with Analytics Core includes those 6 pre-built dashboards. But if you want the ability to create your own custom dashboard with a drag and drop editor, to use these 100 widgets, and to get access to our data team to build one of your existing reports in Excel or Google Sheets, that all comes with Analytics Pro. Analytics Pro has a standard pricing of $59 per location and can be used with any account. So this is something that you're interested in, head on over to OfficeRnD, and in the bottom left corner, you'll see Analytics. Once you click on that, we actually allow you to start a free 14-day trial. So you can get in there today, from within the software and start playing around with it, building some dashboards that work for your organization. If you're happy with it and you want to move forward, please reach out to us at sales and we will absolutely get your account set up and configured with Analytics Pro. And
yeah, now time for the fun stuff. So as some of y'all may know, on this webinar, we ran a contest earlier in which some of our customers submitted their ideas for dashboards that they wanted to see in analytics. We are excited to announce that our winner was Milu Bojanovic with Haven Community Co-working. We had a number of submissions, but we really like Milu's focus on sales and membership. So congratulations, Malu.
Great job there. Yeah, we really had dozens of submissions, and this one really was just very detailed. So we will be working with Malu. We'll work with those 4 hours of professional services to work with her and actually build some of these widgets directly into OfficeRnD. So congrats again, Malu. Congrats, Haven. Nice work. Nice work. And with that, that comes to the conclusion of our OfficeRnD Analytics data webinar. We really hope that you guys learned some good insights today about how you can use this to impact your business. We're going to open the floor up to a couple questions. We will do our best to answer these questions, and anything that we cannot answer today, we will follow up with and get back to you guys in the coming days. So you can either put them in the chat or the Q&A. Congrats, Malu. I saw Malu got excited in the chat. Nice job. Congrats. You totally deserved it. You put a lot of work into it. Scott asked if you'll be providing us with the deck. Yes, we can include the deck as a download as well if you're interested in looking more at OfficeRnD Analytics. Abigail asked, would the membership reports cover data such as retention, lifetime value, etc.? Yes, that's definitely the direction we're going in. Actually, in one of Malu's reports, she specifically brought up lifetime value of member company. So the membership report is something that's very important to us. And we know a lot of people use that report, in OfficeRnD, but the analytics dashboard is something that we want to get right. And so we're hoping to release that sometime early next year. We think it will really give you better insights about members gained, members lost, a lifetime value, a lot of those things that you're interested in, Abigail. So thanks for answering the question. Hope you're doing well. Could we please take a look at the contracts, widgets, options in Analytics Pro? Brett asked this. So let me hop into the custom dashboard right here really quick. Let's see. Contracts. So we have, this is a demo account, so I do not have any contracts data in this. But if you are actively using contracts within OfficeRnD, you're able to see active contracts by expiration date, all contact details, all contracts with a start and end date, contract status and stage, contract status split. I mean, we have about, we have about 10 different contracts widgets that are just focused on the contracts. So yeah, I'm sorry I don't have any demo data in here, but within your organization, if you have active contracts, you will be able to see that. Great. And next, will the custom dashboard include detailed forecasting? So it really depends on what dashboard report you are using or looking at. Some of the revenue reports that we have do show trend lines. We don't necessarily have direct forecasting, but it's something we're definitely looking to improve upon. We know that forecasting is super important for future business planning. And so definitely something as we move into next year that we will look at including more of. Another question from Yamin. Is it possible to import historical data? So it's essentially just using your OfficeRnD data. So if you have imported that data into OfficeRnD in the membership section, in the organization section, it will show up in OfficeRnD Analytics. There's no way just to directly add this stuff into analytics. It has to be put into the core OfficeRnD software, and the analytics will reflect that. So hopefully that answers your question. Bree asked, what would most nearly get me into on retention rates with analytics, figuring out what will come in the future and whatnot, but just curious. Yeah, a lot of the retention rates will be coming with our membership reports as we dive more specifically into, how long members been there, when they're signing up, how they're signing up and what plans. A lot of that will come with the memberships dashboard early next year. And so that would probably be your best answer, Bree. But right now, we do not have that memberships dashboard today. Abigail asked, can we set up to ignore certain data? So you are in this filter section over here, able to go in and filter out different types of data that you want. So I can click filter. Locations right here, and some of the filters allow you to adjust the organization. I don't believe we have a way to filter resources. I could be wrong about that. But I can definitely talk to our product managers, look into that more directly, and get back to you. Okay, yeah. So Martin, our product manager, said that we do with the general type of custom dashboards, where there's a lot more filters in the more general. Let me show you in the general custom dashboard. So I can go in here, I can filter out location, customer name. If we're looking at certain resources, you can go in and adjust that. Is it possible to analyze just the individual extras in plans? I'm not positive off the top of my head. I know that we're always adding in more widgets, but I don't know if we have a widgets focused on extras. Yeah, as Martin said, not at the moment. So yeah, I mean, if this is something you're interested in, please, if you submit a detailed example of what you're looking for, submit a support ticket, and we can definitely review it and see if it's something we can potentially build into the platform. Awesome. So it looks like the questions have dried up. So with that, we'll stop sharing our screen. But for everyone joining today, I really, really appreciate you joining on this journey through data. Patty, you say anything?
Yeah, thanks y'all for for your attention and all the questions at the end of the call. Great questions too. We really pride ourselves on building a product for our customers. So those recommendations, please keep them coming. We really want to be the software that's built for y'all.
Thanks again, guys, so much. There will be a recording available for this that we'll send you in the coming days. So just keep an eye out. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day and go try out analytics. We hope you like it. Thanks, guys.